welcome, guys, to my 2025, I guess, replay. So Steam do a sort of like everything does with sort of music related, I suppose, what you've been listening to for 2025. And, Steam do the same thing for your games. So you can look at your own Steam replay and you might find it's something, I don't know, rather surprising, really, to be honest. For me, it seems to be pretty much as I expected. So there we've got 15 games played, which is not that many actually. So, but a lot of these I do get stuck into, and don't play many others, sort of thing. So I'm not like serial swapper of games type of thing. I generally just get into a game and then play it till its death. Achievements unlocked, 34. So achievements are a bit of a funny thing. I don't really bother too much about achievements. And generally speaking, if you play any games with mods, your achievements are usually sort of like lost. You don't get achievements. So yeah, I'm not too fussed about that one. That's an interesting one, though. 58% played with keyboard and mouse and 42% with a controller. Now, I do favour a controller of some sort, I suppose, especially on certain games. But obviously, like my top 3 games, the City Skylines 2, I don't use a controller for that. It's always mouse or keyboard. No Man's Sky, I generally use a controller for that, sometimes in VR. Satisfactory, a bit of a mix and match, really. So I use both with Satisfactory because it's a little awkward, actually. I do like the controller side. Now they've added it in, I guess, but it's not really intuitive, and you do have to swap now, so you can't play a hybrid controller and keyboard. You've either got to be one or the other, so you have to go into settings, and it's a bit of a kerfuffle. But that's still, and I'd sort of agree with those top 3 for the overall year, because obviously Satisfactory I did play a lot of in the beginning of the year. It was one of my favorite games. No Man's Sky, always in and out, and City Skylines 2. Well, yeah, you can see from my channel, I do like City Skylines. So City Skylines 2 was the next iteration of that. It's had a bit of a turbulent history and progression for City Skylines 2, but I think it's in a good place right now. But yeah, that's my main 3, I guess. So I'm still not sure what longest streak was. I think that's daily. And this is surprising. So 3% just new releases. I'm assuming that's played. Yeah, so it's playtime. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll buy a game and I might not get back to it for a long while, if at all. So yeah, it just is. Classic games, potential releases from 8 years or more ago. Well, I guess Elite Dangerous is going to be in there, to be honest. That had a bit of a resurgence this year. And then recent favorites. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. The one things that this is not going to cover is Farming Simulator 25, because I actually bought that from Giants, so it's slightly skewed. I'm not sure what my current playtime is on that, because I actually bought it direct from Giants, because I was one of those sad people who actually got the collector's edition. So you have to get that directly from Giants, really. But this is interesting. So this spider graph shows the kinds of games you want to, you spend them more. So obviously, if you're touching this outer barrier here, you're going to have, the majority. So what majority is base building, city builder. So that makes sense, doesn't it, at the end of the day? Driving, Space Sim sort of like is up there as well. And then a little bit on Dinosaurs and Magic. And then workshop item subscriptions. I'm not sure what that really refers to. I don't really use City Skylines 1 for subscriptions, so perhaps that's still just counting that. I do contribute to Steam posts when I can and when I think there's a point to be had. Reviews written 3. Well, I've not had that many new games, I suppose. Shared a couple of screenshots and earned a badge. Well, big deal not. So here's my sort of history. That sort of makes sense. So this is probably when key things happened in City Skylines. So just before the summer. I'm not sure what that relates to when it comes down to any DLC potentially or fixes, major fixes. Then obviously the latter end of the year. So here's a couple of screenshots I did. So they were actually the floating signs. A bit of a complaint I had still going on in that game. No Man's Sky. This has always been a regular one for me because, well, basically, let's face it, No Man's Sky, it's one of those games you pick up and put down, pick up and put down. I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it in VR, although I haven't played in VR for quite a while. But I do, usually when they bring a new sort of update out or, you know, that sort of thing. And I think they rerun some community specials as well. So yeah, I mean, that just has me going back in there now and again. And then, of course, the Satisfactory, which I must admit that's dialed down quite a bit right now. So I'm thinking, was that June, July, August? Was that when it went actually to 1.0? I can't remember, to be fair. And yeah, I've not really played it too much since then. And here we've got my Elite Dangerous. So I've sort of stepped back in this. I obviously played this several years ago. But it's one of those games which you just don't want to put down. And this was my top game, to be fair, for the whole of Steam, which we'll see when we get a bit further down. So yeah, Elite Dangerous is back on my playlist. I did have a little bit of go on Timberborn. I tried to like it. I tried to get involved. I've obviously done a couple of videos on it as well. It's still in my inbox, but not really progressed any further on that apart from when I initially bought it. And here we go with a sort of summary. So obviously City Skylines 2, a little bit there for City Skylines 1. Sorry, City Skylines 2 and a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator, which I do enjoy. No Man's Sky, obviously most of that was on February. Carried that on into March, then a little bit of No Man's Sky again. And then City Skylines, and then a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy, which is what I bought, I think, at that time. So I've not really done a lot with that. So that was a newish game. I think I bought that in the sale. So yeah, I mean, we've got Satisfactory. This is where I came back to Satisfactory, and this is obviously my Elite. So my Elite sort of progress there. And yeah, it's pretty much. So here's my top 6 games, I guess, according to Steam. But like I said, there is a game not included in this because I didn't buy it from Steam, and that's Farming Simulator 25. So there's a number of hours, and I would put that probably that will probably be up to about 10 to 15% potentially. So it would have knocked these down a little bit. So obviously No Man's Sky is up there, Satisfactory, These are all with a controller, by the way. So City Skylines isn't in here. I don't play City Skylines with a controller generally. Fallout 4, I've just started to play that, actually. It's been sitting in my library forever. So I just picked it up, had another go. After all, Fallout's back on Amazon Prime. So Hogwarts Legacy, I've not really got into a lot of that. I have enjoyed it for the little bit I played, but I don't play it that much. And that was just a demo I just downloaded, which I wasn't that impressed with, to be fair. And obviously my longest streak was between the No Man's Sky and Satisfactory. So here's what I played overall in the year. Does your sort of like, you can see the sort of games I like. All right, we got Grand Theft Auto in there. Love that game, but that's one of those games that I've completed so many times. It's ridiculous. And now and again, I just go in when I just want to mindlessly create havoc. Wreckfest always enjoyed. Again, Euro Truck Simulator 2. Fallout 4 has just been a recent one I've just re-picked back up again. Captains of Industry I tried to enjoy, but yeah, I just can't get into that for some reason. Planet Coaster 2 was a good addition, along with Evolution 3 from Jurassic World. So they're the two main games I bought this year, along with Hogwarts Legacy and Captain of Industry. And I think that's all I bought. So everything we first played in 2025 is what I actually bought. So there's Timberborn, Early Access, Planet Coaster 2, and Jurassic World Evolution 3. Excellent games. And then the others was Hogwarts Legacy, which was a deal. That's not an old game. That's an older game now. And then Captains of Industry, which, like I said, I'm not too sure. The Quidditch one was just what came with Hogwarts Legacy anyway. So, but you can see up top is City Skylines 2 as my, I mean, at the end of the day, it is going to be the most played. No Man's Sky is up there. That will probably always be. Hello Games do a fantastic job, so I'll probably always be 20%-ish. Satisfactory, that might have less this next 2026. Elite Dangerous will definitely probably increase because I'll be doing more Elite Dangerous and probably do a lot more content on that. So I can see more content coming from 2026 with City Skylines 2, obviously. No Man's Sky, because they seem to throw out. Now, whether I do the new game from Hello Games is a potential if that comes out. Elite Dangerous definitely will do more of. I'm not sure about the others. Don't really put Fallout 4 on my channel because it doesn't sort of fit my building, I guess, playlists. Euro Truck Simulator, I have posted that up a couple of times. But yeah, I think next year might see a bit more different games. I am keeping an eye on Space Engineers 2, I think it is, and Spacecraft. So let's look at the timeline. You see that's where I started to drop off. You can see roughly where Satisfactory sort of ended-ish, a bit more in September. Didn't really do much. This is when I got these new ones, and basically City Skylines is the star of the year, I think. Followed closely by No Man's Sky, which is interesting to me anyway. So what games have you been looking at? And let me show you what I'm keeping an eye on. So if I look at my wish list. So some of these I put in there just because I'm just waiting to see if there's a big enough sale for me to get. Spacecraft is another interesting one I am keeping my eye on. There's no date for that yet, I don't think. So this is definitely something I potentially will be looking at. I've got a lot of interest in that. Space Engineers 2 you can get right now on early access, but I haven't been tempted yet because there's too many of these. Not recommended right now. So yeah, I'm just thinking it's like I'm just not sure on this one yet, and I don't want to get something and be put off. So I'd like to have it a little bit more, I guess, more finished. You know, early access is great, and I have no regret for Satisfactory and things like that. But at the end of the day, you are still paying for it. You know what I mean? So there is an expectation. But yeah, that's it, folks. So that is my 2025 Steam roundup. Like I said, next year I can see more No Man's Sky, definitely more City Skylines 2. We'll go back to Grid View, so we'll definitely see them two appear videos in 2026. Definitely more Elite Dangerous. These might come in yet. I'm not sure. Timberborn might get an update fitting, you know, for me to pick that up again. Planet Coaster 2 and Jurassic Park Evolution 3. Again, they are builder games, so they do fit well with my channel and my likes. So we might see some of them pop in here and there. And then probably the rest, not too much. But I'm still enjoying Fallout 4, so I've had a little bit of you know, off-screen time with Fallout 4, basically. But I've got a load of video ready to be sort of done for the channel to finish off City Skylines 2, to finish off my Verdant series and a start of a new one, and I might start another one as well. So expect some City Skylines 2 content quite soon. And then also I expect to be doing quite a bit on the new ship, the new Explorer for Elite Dangerous as well, and perhaps get into a bit more like sort of content for those who are interested in that. So let me know in the comments what does your Steam 2025 look like, and what are you looking forward to in 2026? And until then, I hope you've all had a great Christmas, a great holiday, and are all looking forward to a fantastic 2026. And until the next video, I will see you all then. Bye, everybody.